Here's a match on Serene Coast with Hardest E75 and my Conqueror. This one was a bit controversial. Hardest didn't exactly agree with the way I played this match, but I maintain that it was the best way I could have played it. I'll go into more detail once we get to that point in the replay. But for now, I'm going to go out to the west like I normally do, especially my heavies, and try and control the ridge at E1, which should also give me shots across into anything hiding up back in B4, B5. TDs, of which they have a couple. So while I head up to the ridge with the Comet, Hardest heads straight for the Thunder Canyon. It's an important position to take, but he is kind of alone. Comet gets lit and nearly wiped out. See, our other E75 is heading for Thunder Canyon as well, but our other E75 is trash. Trying to avoid getting hardied here, while also positioning myself to shoot the guys over there. Notice as soon as Hardest gets engaged by the 54E1, the other E75 runs like a bitch. Run into that guy a couple times wearing his E75, but he tries to keep it as far away from the enemy as possible. So, I'm just getting shots on things that cross over now. Try and soften up this flank a bit so our team can get some work done. See this guy heading for the trench, so I move to get shots, but then I notice the 269 right behind Hardest. Now, as fast as I possibly can, I dive down the hill, firing as I go. Bounce a shot from the Roomba on the way down. Unfortunately, the T69 manages to get around behind Hardest, and KV13 comes in, and the E75 finishes him. So he just got mobbed by tanks there. He wanted me down in the trench with him, but honestly, the Conqueror has a decent amount of hit points, but not much armor. I would not be confident in my ability to survive if I came down there with him. I think we would have lost myself and him instead of just him, because our other E75 was doing absolutely nothing. I mean, there's only so much I can do. And now that I'm up here, I'm in a more advantageous position to shoot from than any of the enemies in the trench, most of whom are now missing hit points. I'm not sure I would even take a heavy into that trench, honestly. I take mediums there because they're quick enough to get out if they get in trouble, but an E75, you're really kind of bound to it once you get there. This E75's coming up, he's the biggest threat obviously. KV13's not much of a problem. Here I try for a shot, but then the 13 comes up and I decide I don't want to give him a chance at hitting my side armor. Not just yet. I'm just playing for time at the moment, waiting to see if any of my teammates will actually come support me. Our Comet eats a shell from the E75, so I move in. Now, I thought I might have had enough elevation on him to nullify the angle of his upper plate, but I was wrong, obviously. And then he smacks me in the ammo rack, so I decided to just go to gold and deal with him through this turret roof with gold ammo, because honestly, fuck going head to head with an E75. The reason I had to use gold for these shots is because the angle's just so much that the AP would bounce anyway. The E75's turret roof is just thick enough for it to be quite thick, effective armor from this angle. You can see he bitching about me using gold. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit. If I have to use gold to win a game, I'll do it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm certainly a much better player than him, so I don't know why he's crying. If I was like some kind of 43% shitter and he was equivalent to me, then yeah, I'd understand him being pissed. When bad players have to use gold to kill better players, it's pretty annoying, but, you know. Using a pair of APCR shells to get through his turret roof from above, I don't see how that's a problem. Now that the canyon's more or less clear, I dive into it, spot the tortoise. My first shot bounces off his cupola, but he also bounces off of me. He appears to be backing up for some reason. I'm not sure why until I realise he's probably spotted the T-29 as well. Who's been hiding the whole time behind a rock, but now decides to move up and actually be useful. So he comes in from the side and distracts it. Replay's getting a bit jittery again. I really don't know what bug could possibly cause that pausing and unpausing fixes, but who knows, wargaming. So this guy's pretty fixated on the T-29 now, because he thinks, oh, easy kill, which allows me to come in behind him and do a lot of damage. I notice he still hasn't fully turned yet. He might have a dead driver or like a 50% arty crew or some shit, I don't know, or a broke engine. Actually, probably a broke engine after the shot I put him through his back. So I just roll out the front and pop him through his idler wheel, and then the T-29 finishes him off. So it's 3-on-3 now. They have an arty, we don't. The Waffenträger has most of his health. The IS-3 I wasn't sure at this point, but as soon as he got lit, Hardest told me he had basically one shot worth for the Waffenträger, and the Waffenträger on our team also had one shot worth for the IS-3. So I pressed here just to try and spot. I don't see anything, so I move off to the side here and decide to go around through the A-line, which is a bit safer. IS-3 gets lit in base by the Waffenträger. Just trying to on edge for a second here. Scrub my shot on the enemy Waffenträger. Let our T-29 catch up. And thankfully ours is able to deal with the IS-3. So now we need to knock this guy's health out, and once that's done, we've got pretty much a guaranteed win. Not sure why I had APCR up there. Might have accidentally switched to or something. Because AP would happily go through that thing, and the Conqueror's kind of half-assed Hesh round would also go through it. So I was lining up for a shot on this guy. And his gun eats the shell. You can see that hit him right in the side of the gun barrel, that's why it only did 175 damage. But on the other hand, here's the Lorraine arty. Hesh will do unpleasant things to him. The Conqueror's Hesh round is like a hybrid between an actual Hesh and a regular HE. It has about double the pen of regular HE rounds, but no, about half as much as Hesh. So you can see that 120 pen, same as the caliber of the gun. I think regular HE pen is something like 75% of the caliber of the gun or some shit like that, I don't know. So at the moment, I'm trying to just tease this guy out with a T29. We're both one-shottable for him, and while he can only kill one of us, I don't trust the T29 to finish the job if I go down, so I want to stay alive. T29 though is not as stupid as he looks and actually side scrapes out and manages to pop the Waffenträger from side scrape. 7k damage game, which is my new record since 0.8.8 came out. So not bad. Artist was kind of irritated that he died so early in the trench, but I mean, I saw what he was doing and I wasn't so sure that was the right thing to do, considering how bad RE75 was, and the rest of our pubs didn't want to actually support trench either, and I didn't feel like throwing my tank in there would have been a good idea. I would have got killed and we would have lost, because obviously if I had died, this game wouldn't be a win. I'd pick up so much slack from my shitty pubby team.